What's up, everybody? Of course, you already know who it is. This is your boy Q Walker from Beyond the Game, giving you our NBA Weekly Recap, where we go over everything that's happened in the past week in the NBA. We're talking about highlights, storylines, teams on the rise, players on the rise, teams on the fall, players on the fall, and everything else in between. So let's get on right into it. First thing first, what's going on with the Los Angeles Lakers? When LeBron James signed here in the summer, I'm pretty sure this is not the team he envisioned. You got my man Brandon Ingram right here going in the media saying he should be the starter. And then you got my guy Kuz over here who's in the media saying he should be the starter. And of course you got two-piece Rondo out here giving out two pieces in a biscuit to Chris Paul and whoever else who wanted. Then you got the front office, you got Luke Walton and Magic Johnson going back and forth, or not even really going back and forth, but Magic Johnson letting him know, hey, he's not pleased with the results. But hey, I don't know if y'all remember this, but back in 2016, before Magic Johnson was the president of players operations for the Lakers, he sent out these tweets right here. And one of them, you can see he was saying, hey, call LeBron James' agent, let's get him in the purple and gold. But if you also look at the other tweets, you see he was talking about KD being in the purple and gold as well. Now, he talked the first one into fruition. Let's see what happens with that KD one, because he's going to be a free agent this offseason. So keep a close eye on that one. Keeping up with dysfunctional teams, what's going on with Jimmy Butler and the Timberwolves? He said he didn't want to be there, so they try to trade him in the offseason. No offer was good enough, so he reported to training camp. During training camp, he's cussing out GMs and owners and anybody that'll listen and telling people y'all need me here and everything else. And then the next thing you know, the Houston Rockets give up 55,000 first-round picks for him. Timberwolves still didn't want him. So Jimmy Butler said, okay, I'll play. Play the beginning of the season. The next thing you know, no more trade offers. Timberwolves didn't want to trade him. So he said, all right, I'm going to just sit on down for a little bit with this injury I got. And then he's just sitting there waiting to be traded. That whole situation is a mess. Who knows what's going to happen with that? Nobody knows. My guess is he'll end up being traded to Houston, but for what and who knows. Speaking of dysfunctional teams, we're going to keep on rolling, and we're going to talk about the Houston Rockets. What happened there? Last season, they were one game away from going to the NBA Finals. Next thing you know, fast forward this season, I know it's still early, but they're in the bottom half of the Western Conference. Who would have thought and saw that coming? But there's only one thing that happened over the offseason that really was significant to that team. Trevor Ariza left. Insert Melo. Is it a coincidence that when one guy leaves, one guy comes? They're in the bottom half of the Western Conference. I'm not saying it's a coincidence, but anyways, enough about those dysfunctional teams. Let's talk about some good stuff that happened last week. What if in 2011, I told you that Derrick Rose was going to tear his ACL multiple times, have multiple surgeries, come back in 2018 and drop 50 on you? Yeah, you probably laughed at me, made fun of me, talked about my mom and everything else. But that's exactly what happened. In 2011, this right here happened. Next thing you know, fast forward to 2018, multiple surgeries, multiple teams later, my guy comes out and drops 50 on him. And as you can tell, he's emotional, crying, and everything like that. It was an emotional moment for him. I don't blame him. Everybody around the NBA congratulated him, because let that be a lesson. Hard work, perseverance, motivation, keep grinding, keep pushing. Anything is possible, like Derrick Rose coming back and scoring 50. I'm not saying Derrick Rose is back. I'm just saying he put up buckets last week. Keeping up with the 50 bucket club. What about your boy Klay Thompson out here, man? He was in a slump, but I guess everybody's in a slump until they play the Bulls. And the next thing I know, this guy's putting up 52 points in 26 minutes and made 14 three-pointers. Think about it like this. You watch your favorite TV show, from the time you started to the time it ended, in that 30 minutes, Klay Thompson put up 52 points. Put that in perspective. Within one TV show, he had 52 points, 26 minutes of work, 14 three-pointers. And what's crazy is that broke a record. You know whose record he broke? His starting point guard, Steph Curry. So let that sink in, that the third option on a team came out and gave you 52 points in 26 minutes and beat the record that was held by his starting point guard. What are you supposed to do with that? And then what's going on with Uncle Drew? I mean, he started the NBA season struggling for the Boston Celtics. He came out there with that beard fro joint that, you know, he got going on. I don't know what that is. And I guess he seen he was struggling. He said, it's time for a change. It's time to bring back Uncle Drew. Got rid of that. Boom. Now he's back to the Uncle Drew, killing and whatnot, putting everybody on skates like we know he can. Thank y'all for tuning in to an NBA recap of Beyond the Game. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and also subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. We can't wait to come back next week and tell y'all what's going on in the NBA again.